all these motherfuckers being like, Upchurch, you're fucking crazy, you're crazy. Hey, listen, I don't make history, okay? I just make the effort to read a book. Did you know that during the Civil War, the Confederate state outfits, the Confederate Army's outfits, do you know who designed those? A German guy. I'm just saying. So he designed the stars and bars and the gray outfits. Just listen to that. A German guy designed the rebel flag, Confederate flag that everyone knows, and the motherfucking outfits. Now, why would the German outfits and Austrian outfits and Confederate soldiers in America during the Civil War all have the same outfit? Not to mention, when all this shit started with, like, this whole Fuck the South campaign that they started, like, intensely, like, 6 years ago, what was everybody calling the rednecks? They were calling us Nazis, and we were like, wait, what? Why are you calling us Nazis? I don't get it. Passed down language. Why else would they call us fucking Nazis? If we're American country boys, who was like, fuck it, call them Nazis? So, with that being said, check this out. So, I was listening to this speech from Adolf Hitler, and it's been translated into English. Listen to what he says right here.
Sentiment. After more than 800,000 children of the nation had died of hunger and undernourishment at the close of the war, we witnessed almost 1 million head of milking cows being driven away from us in accordance with the cruel paragraphs of a dictate which the humane democratic apostles of the world forced upon us as a peace treaty. We witnessed over 1 million German prisoners of war being retained in confinement for no reason at all for a whole year after the war was ended. We witnessed over 1.5 million Germans being torn away from all that they possessed in the territories lying on our frontiers and being whipped out with practically only what they wore on their backs. We had to endure having millions of our fellow countrymen torn from us without their consent and without their being afforded the slightest possibility of existence.
So somebody apparently made German kids starve, stole 1 million head of dairy cows from farmers, and took everything from the countrymen and arrested 1 million Germans for no reason. Bro. So here's the thing. Hitler is referring to World War I, which was in 1917, started, I think, or ended in, anyway, it was 1917. Look it up. It's called the Red Summer. Okay. First, let me prove that to you real quick. Hold on. Here's 3 videos for deeper context. That's not like a YouTuber who's like, oh my God, guys, guess what I found out? So anyways, 1917. Hitler is talking about something that happened in 1917. The German guy who created the Confederate flag that everyone knows, and the outfits, another German guy, died in 1917 also. So look, if there's Indian reservations now, and I know there is because I've been to some of them, there was definitely Indian reservations back in 1917. So if that scenario happened and a bunch of German captives went missing, like he's saying, like Adolf Hitler's saying, 1 million of them, and they stole all their cows and shit, right? And brought them over here, that would mean that our population at that time would definitely have a lot of German in it, for one. 2, those Germans would have met the So, if you look at an ancestry map for Germans, right after World War II with Germany, then that would explain why it looks like this. And that would also explain why recently in Tennessee, right down the street from where I live, they just uncovered cave art that's apparently really old. Or is it? I don't know. But the fact is they found it. And it's illustrations of obviously a bunch of Indian stuff, but then out of nowhere, there is swastikas. Many people is going to say, oh, well, many cultures used to use that, even the Indians. I understand that. But when you draw in black, that means death. Not only that, not only is that a swastika, that looks exactly like the German cross badge. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, well, what does Germany and Indians and Tennessee have to do with anything? Well, if you look at it for what it is, it seems like a whole bunch of shit. Here's why. Look at the Tennessee flag. Now, look at the Nazi flag. So now remember, 1917, right? 1917. Okay, look at this picture of Nashville, Tennessee in 1917 and 1916. Why is it destroyed to shit in 1917? I don't know why, but a lot of the buildings look like this. So why would you blow up a bunch of fucking really well-built buildings and then build shitty log cabins? Huh? Now, to run it full circle, the last general to surrender in the Civil War on the Confederate side was a Indian Confederate chief. Bruh. So this General Wadey controlled the Cumberland Plateau. So he controlled the Cumberland River, right? Bruh. The Cumberland River is like, I could fucking ride a bike there right now. The cave they found these swastikas in and this Indian drawing is right down the street on the fucking Cumberland River. Now, look at the Cherokee Confederate flag and look at the Cheatham County flag.